Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. So today I wanted to talk about this. Teaching versus fixing and why intention matters. So I'll get to that in a minute. Found some shade here, bright sun. Hope everybody's well. All right. Settle your shoulders, let them sink. Slow breathing. So, teaching versus fixing. Why intention matters. All right, so fixing always sends a signal to the brain that goes, I got a problem, I'm fixing it. My normal story, you've probably heard it many times, is how much time would you spend in the garage rebuilding your engine, trying to fix your engine on a brand new car that's working perfectly? You wouldn't. It's my contention that TMS, perceived danger pain, neuroplastic pain, nervous system, type of symptoms, it's my contention that the brain and even the nervous system is working fine. It's doing its job. It's operating on misinformation and fear. But based on that misinformation, it's doing its job, because if the brain thinks you have a problem with your gut and that food is bad for you, it's doing its job by turning on symptoms in response to the food that your brain has been made to believe is bad for you. So I think the brain and nervous system is working flawlessly, perfectly. It's just misinformed. And based on that misinformation, it's very fearful. And those false alarms are going off all over the place. So I don't believe we need to fix anything. I don't think your nervous system needs fixing. When there's a lot of programs out there and a lot of great information and successes. But I think the intention is really important. If you go into a program that says your nervous system is broken and here's how you fix it, that's a little bit more scary than saying your nervous system's working perfectly, but it's just got some wrong data going into it, and based on that, you're not getting the output that you would like. And I'm all about trying to reframe things accurately, but reframe things to be less fearful. And the primary reason for that is because perceived danger, the brain being in fear, the brain perceiving that something is bad or going wrong, is what causes symptoms, what turns them up in severity, and what keeps them going. So I think it makes sense to use language and position things in a way that decreases fear and decreases this belief that you're broken. So teaching versus fixing, the intention matters. So I never got results with meditation, breath work, journaling, because my intention was messed up. My intention was always, I'm trying to fix something, I'm trying to get rid of my pain, I'm trying to fix it. And every time I'd do those activities, I would turn around and say, did it work? No, it didn't. And then I would believe I'm not fixing correctly. So I would seek out more and more meditations, breathwork processes, journaling. I would do more of it. I would try it differently. And I was always doing it with the wrong intention of, is this working? As a result, I don't teach meditation, breathwork, journaling, because they were not my solution. And thereby, not a required component to get better and teach your brain that you're okay, right? So if there's other programs out there that recommend those things, by all means, I'm not telling you not to do those processes, but make sure your intention is there. Phil, one of my rheumatoid arthritis success stories, said it well. He goes, I did meditation every morning, but I didn't do it to fix anything. Did it because it felt good. It felt good to start my day in a calm state of mind, in a calm body. He did visualizations of himself leading his ideal life in optimal health. He didn't do it to fix. He did it because it felt good to see himself that way. He was teaching his brain that he was okay. He was teaching his brain that it's okay and safe to be still and calm. He was teaching his brain that he had a bright, powerful, healthy future ahead of him. Now look, I'm sure there's going to be some of you that will argue with me, well, that some of the things I do, even just the breath in the beginning of these videos, that's fixing, isn't it? What are we trying to do there? My belief is we're teaching the brain how to settle down, how to convey safety with our bodies. Lowered shoulders, because this and breathing shallow does not convey safety. So I think it's important to take a proactive approach to creating safety, because it just doesn't happen. If we've been feeling unsafe for much of our lives, and we've been living with symptoms for a good portion of the recent time that we've been on this planet, safety doesn't just happen. We have to proactively understand what's creating the symptoms, do the assessments to say, this is what's going on with me, make a decision to accept those assessments and the fact that you're not actually broken. Your brain and nervous system is working perfectly. It's just misinformed and thereby afraid. And then we make a proactive decision to teach our brain that we're actually okay by giving it the right information consistently, to dial down the fear consistently, and to respond to symptoms in a very calm, reassuring, I'm okay kind of a manner consistently, so that the brain eventually settles down. And this brain and nervous system will still work perfectly, but with the better, correct, accurate information, you get less symptoms, and then eventually no symptoms. So it's really, really important. Yeah, I've got a weird lighting here under the trees. Sorry about that. But it's really, really important to feed the brain the right information. Teach it, because you're not fixing the brain. The brain's working fine. We're not fixing the nervous system. It's working fine. If you have symptoms, nervous system's working fine. Doesn't mean it's dysregulated. Doesn't matter what the symptoms are. All right? We did a video recently about sensitivities. Even if you're dizzy, all it means is that the brain is hyper-focused on vestibular imbalance issues. Doesn't mean it's malfunctioning. It just means it's so highly tuned to your balance that any little bit of wavering is amplified and misinterpreted, because the brain's operating on misinformation that I've got a dizzy problem, and with that we have fear, so any little bit of wobble the brain's going to overreact to, and it can amplify the symptoms as well. So somebody asked me, does this apply to sensitivities to medications? The answer is yes. Can this apply to sensitivities to EMFs, like Wi-Fi, cell phones, that type of stuff? The answer is yes. And I've done a video a while ago on sensitivities to EMF, chemical, food. I forget exactly what the title was. But if you search pain-free use sensitivities, you'll probably find that and my recent one that I just did. So, I think it's a lot more calming to think we just have to teach ourselves something as opposed to fix something. Because the overall message is, if I'm fixing all day long, doing this and doing that and reading that and watching this and doing this practice and that practice and journaling and somatic tracking and breath work and meditation, the only thing your brain can perceive is, holy crap, look at so-and-so. They're fixing all day. We must be in trouble, because they're really upset. They're micromanaging and hypervigilantly watching, almost in an OCD fashion, their symptoms, and they're spending all day really trying to get rid of the symptoms, almost begging the brain to let them go. Holy cow, we must be in trouble. But we're really not. So the intention matters. It's all about mindset. When you know what causes symptoms and you've done the assessments and you've accepted the fact that your brain is working fine, it's just sending off false alarms based on bad data, boy, it's a lot easier to teach your brain that you're okay. And look, I see people every day of the week on YouTube, Facebook, private messages, emails, telling me that this stuff works. When they finally get it, and they get out of panic because they don't forget the fundamentals, things settle down, and sometimes pretty quickly. I have people say, hey Dan, just found your channel a couple weeks ago. I'm already 50% better. Why? Fear. The perception of danger has been lowered considerably. Now for those people, I just encourage you not to get frustrated if it doesn't all go away as fast as the first 50%. Sometimes it takes a little while to convince this subconscious brain that we're actually okay. Keep in mind, the brain's been doing its job since you were conceived. Its primary job is survival, and right below that is safety. So if it's been operating in a state of fear and belief that you're broken for a long period of time, it's going to take some convincing, which is why accurate knowledge plus consistent messages of safety is a ticket. It's the ticket out of this mess that you're in. So I hope this makes sense. The difference between teaching and fixing. Intention matters. It's okay if you like yoga, do yoga, but don't do it because you're trying to strengthen your core. Do it because it calms you. It relaxes you. You get into a Zen state of being. If you like exercising, do it. Do it because you like being healthier and stronger. Don't fix body parts. If you're getting a massage, don't have them work on your stiff neck. Tell them, I don't want to hear about my body. Don't talk about my body. Don't tell me my muscles are tight. Pamper me. Make me feel amazing. You see how the difference in intention matters and conveys two separate things? A massage therapist might be just thinking they're doing their job by working on your stiff muscles and telling you about it. All they're doing is telling you you got a muscle problem. So if you want a massage, go get a massage. But tell them, shh, I don't want to hear a word through the whole time. You want to talk about your granddaughter? Fine, no problem. But I don't want to hear about my body at all. I want to be pampered, period. And even if you find a spot on my body that's a little bit tense, don't overwork it. Don't spend a lot of time there because that's conveying a message that says, hey, this body part's a problem. So the intention really matters. And I'm sorry about this lighting here behind the trees, and it's really kind of screwing up the lighting. And so, pretty much done with this video anyway. But I hope everybody's doing well. Teach, don't fix. Hope this really made sense for you. So, as usual, I do love you. And as usual, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.